And now it is my pleasure to welcome Dr. Ángel Cabrera, the fourth president of George Mason University, to the podium for our closing remarks.
Thank you, Brian. I am just so incredibly proud of the university, and to just see the incredible talent that was on this stage a minute ago, I don't know what to say. I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed not just because of the incredible success of these people and what they represent, but because in most of those cases, Mason was the factor that changed their trajectories. Mason was the factor that made them become what they became. George Mason is not a place for people who already have everything done for them and destined to go wherever it is they're heading. This is a place for people who want to work hard and make things happen. Nothing in the history of this university, thank you. Nothing in the history of this university has been obvious. You've heard some of the stories earlier. When Jack Wood, the first mayor of Fairfax City, thought that there could be a university in Fairfax, people thought he had lost his mind. He actually used $500,000 to buy this property, and the rest is history. No one has taken no for an answer in the history of this university. People told Till Hazel for years that this university should not have a law school, ever. Not now, not ever. And here we are, one of the highest ranked law schools in the nation. You have heard Jimmy Hazel tell in the video the story of the engineering school. You, at George Mason, will not have an engineering school, not over my dead body. Well, now the fastest growing college at your university is the Volgenau School of Engineering, and we're the largest producer of computer science professionals in the Commonwealth. People had told George Johnson, the late George Johnson, the giant George Johnson, to forget about this idea that George Mason would become a research university. We're happy to have a nice community college plus to take care of some of the needs of Northern Virginia. Well, George Mason has now become the youngest university in the country to be considered as a Research One top-tier university in the nation. Coach Larrañaga was told, or Larrañaga, I guess how you prefer to say his name, although we need to have a conversation about this. He was told that a modest team from a modest university could never dream to make it to the Final Four, and that's where we ended up. Doc Nix. A professor of tuba with a PhD in tuba performance from Yale University was told that pep bands don't play harps or violins, that they don't do this crazy stuff. And now we have the best band in Division I NCAA schools in America. Our fearless leader in the Alumni Association, Chris Clark-Telly, was told she was absolutely nuts to think that she could have a classy, elegant 50th year anniversary celebration on the basketball court in the Eagle Bank Arena. Judge by yourself the miracle that she performed. Thank you, Chris. Unbelievable. Wow. Janet Bingham and Jay and the foundation and Jimmy Hazel, who was chairman at the time, were told by some very fancy consultants that there was absolutely no way we were going to raise $500 million. You'll be lucky, they said, if you raise 300. Well, we're at 582 and counting. Thank you very much. I have gotten to know many of the alumni on the stage tonight, and I've been absolutely inspired by them. And in a way, their stories reflect the stories of this university. Anusha Ansari was, you just met her earlier, she was a young girl in Iran telling stories that she one day wanted to reach the stars, and people thought she had lost her mind. And she came to Mason, and she went to work, and she reached the stars. And she was the very first woman from her country and from the Middle East to actually fly into space. Sandra Kaufman, they just met today, who grew up in Costa Rica, never thought that she could actually become a successful aerospace engineer in the dream job for all aerospace engineers in NASA. Well, that's exactly what she does. Her home country is so proud of her that she's even has a stamp in Costa Rica with her on it. I've always wondered why I feel so much at home in this place. I grew up in Spain, very far away from here in Madrid. And now I get it. No one ever thought someone like me would study in a great American university. How about leading one instead? Absolutely something I could have never dreamed of. That's, I think, what brings us all together. Lovie Hamill just said in the video something that I've heard her say before. Dream big. Absolutely, she's absolutely right. That's, I think, what we have in common. We dream big. We don't mind the naysayers. We work hard. Lovie said in the video, when the door opens, walk through it. And I tell you, if it doesn't open, kick it open. Kick it open, then walk through it. Then hold it open for many others to follow. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the evening.